Informative, enlightening, provocative, engaging. The Lunchroom on RCI. Food for thought. The station that gives you, more lunch.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Lunchroom on Radio Caribbean International. It's Tuesday. It is the 3rd of September 2024, and this is program number 1241 of the Lunchroom. I'm your host, Calix George Jr. And of course, in addition to 101.1 FM, you can also get us at our website, rcisaintlucia.com. We're also streaming live on our Facebook page. Just search for the official page of Radio Caribbean International. Please be sure as well to like and share that with your friends and family. If you want to call in to tell us what's on your plate today in the lunchroom, the number to do so is 452-3046. Again, 452-3046. And you can also reach us on WhatsApp. That number is 724-0008. Don't forget, you can message in or call in, whichever you so prefer, on WhatsApp. That is 724-0008. Now, for today, we want to send out some birthday greetings to Monsignor Michel Francis, who's celebrating his birthday today. And of course, we're wishing you an absolutely wonderful and fantastic birthday. Hope it's a great one indeed. Also sending birthday greetings out to Miss Evita Francis. Happy birthday to you, and wishing you an absolutely wonderful birthday celebration. And as well, some condolences. We'll get to the condolences in a little while, but some history for today. Back in the year 301, San Marino, one of the smallest nations in the world and the world's oldest republic still in existence, was founded. At least it's believed to have been founded on this day in 301 AD by Saint Marinus. In the year 1650, Oliver Cromwell's English New Model Army defeated a Scottish force in a surprise attack at the Battle of Dunbar. In 1783, the Treaty of Paris was signed in Paris, ending the American Revolutionary War between Great Britain and the United States of America. 1791, on this day, the new French Constitution, declaring France a constitutional monarchy, was passed by the National Assembly during the French Revolution. 1900, on this day, with a proclamation by General Lord Roberts, Britain annexed the Boer Republic of South Africa. 1939, on this day, World War II saw Britain declaring war on Germany after the invasion of Poland. France followed 6 hours later, quickly joined by Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, and Canada. 1944, on this day, Holocaust diarist Anne Frank was sent to the Auschwitz concentration camp. 1967, Sweden began driving on the right-hand side of the road. It was a day known over there as Dagen Age or Dagenhash. And 1988, on this day, an estimated 50,000 Kurdish civilians and soldiers were killed by Iraq, and that was used primarily through the use of chemical weapons in the aftermath of the Iran-Iraq war. We now move on to our dish of the day. The daily dish is brought you the kind compliments of our good friends at Tiles Plus.
One tiles for your home, I see. Bathroom, kitchen, pantry. Need tiles for your balcony. Come down to Tiles Plus, satisfaction guarantee. Tiles Plus, Tiles Plus, Tiles Plus. Big tiles with unbeatable cost. Customer service, A+. Need all kind of tiles. Come down to Tiles Plus. We also got gasway and vanity. Books, doors, you'll see. Come down to my nobody. We got the best tiles on island. Trust me. We are located Land Street in Castries, Bosses, Jugozi Lanes, and Flag Street in Viewfort. Telephone number 453-7939.
Serving now, the Daily Dish.
And welcome back to our program here today. and we do hope that you're having a good one. And of course, as we are, of course, awaiting the arrival of Julian Alfred to St. Lucia. I think it's scheduled somewhere around the 24th of this month. In fact, she'll be racing in a couple of days as well over in Europe in the
Hello.
Zurich Diamond League. But we're also taking in some of the cricket action with the CPL,
Hello.
Caribbean Premier League, happening. And I believe we have Mr. Reds Pereira on the line to tell us about what we should be looking forward towards come tonight. Hello,
Yeah.
Reds.
Yes, tonight is the second game, and I don't know if your operator could just lift your level a bit. Are you hearing me loud and clear?
I am hearing you very loud right about now. Yes.
Yes, but I'm not hearing your usual level.
Okay.
Anyhow, let's proceed while he makes the adjustment. Yeah.
So Antigua and Barbuda Falcons versus St. Lucia Kings.
That's right. Antigua Barbuda Falcons. The Falcons has had 2 close losses. They've replaced the Jamaica Tallowas. They're coached by Shiv Chanchapal and Sir Courtney Ambrose, but they lost hard, so to speak. They lost in the last over. In fact, they lost 2 matches in the last ball, so to speak. They asked them against Guyana. Amazon Warriors needed 12 of the last over. The last ball, Pretorius, the all-rounder, hit it for a 6. So they've had hard luck, but hard luck is just all part of the game. They're playing tonight at home, and I suppose they will have the home crowd. They expect to do better, clean up their mistakes. On the other hand, the Kings will need to start better because they had lost 5 wickets. They were 20 before, but they lost Johnson Charles, they lost the captain Duplessis, they lost young O'Geese.
And of course, you're referring to that match on Sunday against the St. Kitts team.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they lost Chase, and they were way down, but they were able to put together a major partnership between. It's amazing how this game has become international between a Sri Lankan player playing for the Kings and a player from New Zealand who wasn't originally in, but they lost the very, very powerful Clarkson from South Africa, who withdrew because of family reasons. And, they put together a very good partnership. And then David Weezer came in, the experienced South Africa. He's originally from Namibia and won the game for them. They actually won the game in 17.2 overs. But they gotta get the top order, functioning. Top order giving them a good start, dominating the power play, because that's their last match tonight before they come home.
Right.
And on home turf, everyone's supposed to try and win most of their home matches, which is not always possible. But last year, the Kings didn't have a great start at home, mainly because of the weather. But they improved as they went on.
And of course, that match you're referring to is this coming Saturday, and it's happening at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground from 7 o'clock, and against the Amazon Warriors out of Guyana.
Yes, so all the Guy Lucians will be turning out, so it should be a great atmosphere. My wife did go and I got her ticket yesterday, and she said the flow of people arriving at the ground indicates that the turnout is going to be very good.
And of course, as you are speaking about the grounds, of course, some major kudos coming out of the International Cricket Council regarding the standard of the grounds, the Darren Sammy Cricket Grounds, being one of the best, certainly for the just recently ended ICC Cricket World Cup.
Well, I hope all of St. Lucia is hearing you. because after that was requested by the ICC, the government responded by meeting the request. The ground has been totally upgraded, and I think St. Lucia's must play their part. That when the 4 matches are finished here, that there is no damage to the ground. I mean, all the seats are brand new. There's a style of people sitting and putting their feet in the back of the chair. Sometimes you could even have a foot somewhere close to your neck, and people standing in the seats. I mean, we hope people wouldn't do that. All the seats are brand new,
right?
Especially in the Johnson Charles stand, which will be probably heavily populated. The other thing is the toilets. The one below the press box, before all the upgrades, there was always problems with water. I've heard, especially ladies complaining about the toilets, the bad use of the toilets, and people stuffing stuff, and the garbage being thrown all over the place, and water, broken taps. People must understand they use the facility, use it properly. Don't get down late and you in your rush. You carry a roti, you carry a sandwich, you carry whatever you carry. There's a wrapper, put it away. The public has got to, as you upgrade your facilities, and this goes into culture. If you have any facility for the arts, you really must get the public to respond. I mean, and the amount of garbage which is thrown down the esplanade and around the ground. I mean, the public has got a part to play. I don't think you feel I'm going over the top here.
No, I mean it's a really important point that you're making regarding maintenance and our role in ensuring that it's done. Even into just having the discipline too of being in a major facility and following the rules. And I remember, for instance, when we first saw the opening of the Bose Cricket Ground at the time. Every seat had a number, and people, in fact, would go to their allotted assigned seat, which was on the ticket. And I know I was told that there was a bit of an issue this time around, that some people were not actually going to the seats that they were supposed to be going into. So that led to some issues there. So certainly the need for discipline and appreciating the facility is a really important point that you are making, certainly.
Just on the point you're making, there are no numbers being given out for this.
Okay.
People want to buy for the Johnson Charles stand or whichever. You're just going to take a seat.
So it's an open seating type.
There's some people who have special seats, of course, but there's no number seating or row seating, so to speak. But I'm told tickets are going pretty well. The St. Lucia Kings are, in fact, due in after this game. And, of course, the Amazon Warriors got one more game, and then they'll be here, I would think, bright and early on Thursday, and get down to some practice, both teams. And, it's all happening on Saturday evening. The first game to be played after the World Cup matches.
Yes, indeed, and of course, still a lot more cricket to look forward to before the end of the year for us. So definitely, this is a good. I know a lot of people don't seem to be very much focused about CPL. This is their time. They love the atmosphere, the enjoyment, I suppose, the form of the game. Let's hope that carries over into the other forms of the game as well.
Yeah, well, you will have England coming here for 3 2020s, and that should be well attended.
Right.
I think you might see a couple of adjustments being made to the World Cup team. Some people may be unavailable. it's going to be interesting to see how we will do well against England. I assume that they will be bringing their best team. They didn't bring the last time. But one of the interesting discussions I took part in this morning is the absence of the Talawas and whether the Jamaican public has lost interest this year based on the fact that they don't have a franchise. And unfortunately, the Falcons who have replaced them have lost their first two matches. But I would think that overall, there are Jamaican players in the competition playing for the various franchises.
Right.
But I think, I don't know if you feel this way, I think we are missing the Jamaica Talawas.
Any feedback as to this current situation regarding Jamaica? I noticed they did not put themselves up as a venue for the ICC Cricket World Cup. Will they be receiving any games in the coming series coming up at all? I haven't really followed.
Well, the decision makers have taken the beating public-wise. That they have missed an opportunity where the rest of the Caribbean may be of gain in tourism and things like that. And on top of not having a World Cup bid, the Jamaica Talawas, that was further salt in the wounds. And it will take quite some time before Jamaica could have a franchise in the CPL. I think that we can expect the Falcons are here to stay. You can't just enlarge it to take back in a Talawa, even if someone wants to fund it, unless you bring in St. Vincent and bring back Jamaica. So it's not that straightforward.
Right.
So I think you see, one of the problems, of course, facing CPL, that only two of the franchise are Caribbean owned, and that is the Falcon and the Guyana Amazon Warriors. So I hope that the overseas owners are giving their best and their best support and offering all kinds of fringe coaching and equipment and things like that. I think if you're going to be signing on the dotted line for an overseas franchise, you want to make sure that you are negotiating the very best. But money is very scarce these days, so let's hope that everybody is doing what they're supposed to do. Have you bought your ticket yet?
I have not done that as yet. Hopefully we will be able to do that during the week. I have to look forward to this coming Saturday.
Online, I'm told, and 55 or thereabout EC at the gate.
And before we allow you to head out, Reds, Julian Alfred, she has got a interesting week coming up over in Zurich.
Yes.
Starting tomorrow.
It's gonna come on the 5th.
The Zurich
I
Diamond
don't know
League.
the timing. I haven't got the timing yet. I'll try and find out and maybe pass it on to you. But I'm told that the American Richardson will also be running. Whether that's
Sha'Carri
accurate.
Richardson. That's what every the statements thus far are actually saying, that
Yeah.
maybe the first time that they'll be actually meeting.
And I think
that
she's due back on the
24th, I believe.
24th.
Yes.
And what I'm trying to do is do a half an hour with the president of the Athletic Association on the impact on the minds of St. Lucians, the impact on potential impact on track and field in St. Lucia. And of course, it will come after the 5th. So we'll have a couple of talking points. It will be on Hot TV, Hot 7, and no doubt we were well promoted. So there'll be a look back at the Olympics in general, the outstanding track the outstanding track performances.
I mean, I'm not sure how much you've been hearing in terms of what people are saying, in terms of what is the buzz, in terms of the overall interest, how to effectively use this as a watershed moment for track and field events here in St. Lucia. Any feedback? What are you hearing exactly?
Well, I am only sort of conscious of the initial response after she's won. I know that the Honorable Ernest Hilaire is in charge of her welcome home. I don't know the details. I think they have been consulting the Athletic Association and other agencies. But it probably will be laid out fairly soon. It probably will tie in maybe with a weekend, because schools are back, as far as you know.
Yeah, schools opened yesterday.
Yeah, so
and she'll be coming in on a
maybe
Tuesday. And based on what we heard from Minister Hilaire, who I believe is heading a committee for her return and honoring, that she's only going to be here for about 3 or 4 days.
Yes.
So I'm not too sure exactly how that works out, because if she's coming in on a Tuesday, not sure exactly when the main event is going to be, and if it's going to be pulled out, dragged out until maybe the Friday or what have you. But
probably will end up having, you can guess, having something at the Darren Sammy where the public...
Without a doubt, I would imagine there'd be some sort of major concert or welcome home event at the Darren Sammy. Yeah.
And again, we make the point, if you're going to welcome Julian Alfred, let her see that you are looking after an important facility. Hopefully another facility will come in her name, but that is for whichever committee is in fact looking at how to honor her.
Right. Now, I mean, I know you did make a very brief mention of it, and I don't know if you wanted to speak to that a little bit, because I do notice some people who thought that you were suggesting, for instance, the need for some sort of an athletics facility in the north of the island. And I do know that some people took it to mean that we should somehow, it would somehow take away from the George Odlum Stadium in the south. But your take on that, of course, that, it should not be an either or sort of situation in terms of having your national stadium in the south, but certainly having another facility perhaps in the north of the island.
Well, I think if there is the relevant finance, something in our name should go into the cul-de-sac, which will fall into the area where she is from.
Right.
It will also provide an opportunity when it's built for the Greater Castries area and the Greater Castries young people to have somewhere to train, to have competitions. In a couple of years from time, we can see the Julian Alfred International, as other countries many countries have had internationals named after their runners, where the best runners can come to St. Lucia. There are many Isaiahs around. I mean, she's no doubt a great ambassador for tourism. But I think when you have a citizen winning the 100 meters in the Olympics and second in the 200, I think there should be a major impact on track and field, and it should be put in an area where it can further enhance the sport. I mean, the George Odlum Stadium may be worked on next year, as far as I understand. And of course, Soufre has done a pretty good job in entertaining the many events that the Athletic Association is putting on. But I think it must be thought of. I mean, her shoe company will be, I'm sure, interested in providing some money, because I would think by now she's been offered an upgraded contract if I can put my dollar signs in my head. But we'll have to wait and see. We just have to wait and see whatever the authorities decide on. I mean, when Hazy Crawford won a gold medal in '76, Trinidad government built a stadium. Well, I'm not suggesting that. We just need a track and field facility with facilities to hold camps where you can have a dorm, 20 girls and 20 boys, where you can have maybe a gym facility. It's got to be well sorted. I've lived almost a year in Denmark, and I saw small track facilities. You really don't have to repeat what maybe the Trinidadians did for Hasty Crawford.
All right. Well, of course, I mean, we've seen out of the Trinidadians every athlete that they've had some new facility named after them, whether it's Brian Lara or Otto Bolden.
Yes, you're making a good point. There's the Larry Gomes. You mentioned the Otto Bolden.
Yes.
I think there's a Dwight York Stadium in Tobago. I think when they had the under 16 World Cup, the Basdio Pandey government then I think built five facilities like this.
Right.
And it's got a 400-meter running track, and they then named them after their outstanding sportsmen and women, I suppose. There's a Jean Pierre complex where netball and other disciplines are played.
Yeah, certainly. So I just wanted to get your take on it, because I did note it had exuded some level of a conversation over the matter of what happens to the George Odlum Stadium. But I think it was just important to get the context that.
Well, I think there was a gentleman who thought I should apologize for saying that if you have a son or a daughter, for them to train at the Odlum Stadium, they will have to start, or the Soufrière Stadium, they'll have to start leaving Castries about 2 o'clock, because it's going to take an hour to get there, depending on traffic. It takes an hour to get back. How much training can you get before night falls? That's all I was saying.
Yeah.
And if we have something in cul-de-sac in the years to come, there will be a nice balance between the George Odlum coming back as a track and field facility, and the further upgrading of the Soufrière with stands and facilities. So, it was a fairly balanced assessment of needs. I mean, right now, if you speak to Makiba Alsi, her club, they're training on a football ground, or somebody is going to train on a cricket ground. If you want to lift the standard, you have to have better opportunities for them. I mean, Julian Alfred didn't maybe have all the best facilities, but I mean, she managed to have the relevant standards going to Jamaica, and she simply took off.
And she then went off and was able to make good use of facilities outside of St. Lucia. And I mean, the reality is that nearly every American high school, with its salt, has a track. So, and more than that, certainly. So we definitely have to, in a country like ours with 180,000 people or so, it's not too hard to think that we need more than 2 tracks.
No. And again, I feel that, coaching help Julian Alfred, coaching in St. Lucia, coaching in Jamaica, coaching in the U.S., and I feel we need to upgrade our coaches. We need to empower our coaches. And the Olympic Committee, the government, should focus on upgrading the coaches, give them the experience, bring people on short-term, 3 months, to work on the track and field coaches, to work on the coaches of all the disciplines. You probably have to decide on which 10 we are going to focus on. You can't bring coaches for 22 or 26 associations, but you can say, hi, Male, female, we can use 10,
Right.
as the case may be.
Well, thanks so very much for sharing with us that,
Okay,
Reds.
see you at the ground.
Have a good one. Take care.
Bye-bye.
And that's our dish of the day. When we come back, we're going to head into our weather report.
This has been The Daily Dish.
One tiles for your home, I see. Bathroom, kitchen, pantry. Need tiles for your balcony. Come down to Tiles Plus, satisfaction guarantee. Tiles Plus, Tiles Plus, Tiles Plus. Big tiles with unbeatable cost. Customer service, A plus. Need all kind of tiles. Come down to Tiles Plus. We also got gas and vanity. Books, doors, you'll see. Come down to mind nobody. We got the best tiles on island. Trust me. We are located Land Street in Castries, Bosses Grizzly Lakes, and Flag Street in Beaufort. Telephone number 453-7939.
Girl, I've been so stressed searching for the perfect tiles to complete my home. Really? Yeah, it's always the same white, beige, and gray tiles with these tile stores. Like they're all buying from the same place. You're the design expert. Help me, please. I'm fed up. What are you looking for? Something different. Something that says Caribbean beauty and suits my personality. Something vibrant and classy with a little razzle dazzle. Okay, Ms. Razzle Dazzle, I know just the place. Island Style Tile and Bath, they're my #1 store for everything tile. And with their new In Living Color collection, you'll find the most gorgeous styles to give you that splash of Caribbean flair you're looking for. That sounds perfect. I'll even take you myself and throw in a free design consultation. I'll never say no to that, sis. I can't afford you anyway.
Visit our Island Style showrooms in Castries, Rodney Bay, and Viewfort, or call 450-452 or 453 Tile. We'll help bring your vision to life in living color.
This is Radio Caribbean International. It's now time for the weather news.
And that's all, of course, on the 1.1. It's now time for your weather report as of 12 noon today, presented by Island Style Talent Bar. The forecast for St. Lucia Valley for the next 24 hours. The winds will be blowing from between the east and east-northeast near 17 miles per hour or 28 kilometers per hour. Weather partly cloudy, becoming cloudy at times with a few showers. The forecast for the Los today is fair skies becoming cloudy at times with widely scattered showers. And the tropical weather outlook, the Atlantic high pressure system will generate moderate easterly winds across the Los Antilles during the next few days. Patches of low-level clouds drifting along the wind flow will cause a few widely scattered showers over the region during the forecast period. A tropical wave looking at over the central tropical Atlantic is moving westward in near 18 miles per hour or 30 kilometers per hour. This wave has a low chance of tropical cyclone development during the next 7 days. A second tropical wave located over the far eastern tropical Atlantic is moving westward in near 17 miles per hour or 28 kilometers per hour. This wave has a medium chance of tropical cyclone formation during the next 7 days. And this was your weather report as of 12 noon today, presented by Island Style Talent Bar.
This has been RCI's Weather News. For more information, call the Weather Hotline at 454-3452. RCI 101 number 1.
Girl, I've been so stressed searching for the perfect tiles to complete my home. Really? Yeah, it's always the same white, beige, and gray tiles with these tile stores. Like they're all buying from the same place. You're the design expert. Help me, please. I'm fed up. What are you looking for? Something different. Something that says Caribbean beauty and suits my personality. Something vibrant and classy with a little razzle dazzle. Okay, Ms. Razzle Dazzle, I know just the place. Island Style Tile and Bath, they're my #1 store for everything tile. And with their new In Living Color collection, you'll find the most gorgeous styles to give you that splash of Caribbean flair you're looking for. That sounds perfect. I'll even take you myself and throw in a free design consultation. I'll never say no to that, sis. I can't afford you anyway.
Visit our Island Style showrooms in Castries, Rodney Bay, and Viewfort, or call 450-452 or 453 Tile. We'll help bring your vision to life in living color.
and welcome back to the Lunchroom here at Radio Caribbean International. Now, of course, we've got about 18 minutes to go before the hour of 2 o'clock. The number to call in is 4523046, 4523046. And we're just having a chat there with Dr. Joseph Reds Pereira, giving us an update on the CPL action, which is coming up soon here in St. Lucia this coming weekend, and also a bit on Julian Alfred and her upcoming participation in the Diamond League over in Zurich, Switzerland. And let's take in a call at this time as we go to the phone lines. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Lunchroom. What's on your plate today?
Good afternoon.
How are you, sir?
How are you doing?
Very good, thank you. How are you?
I missed that, boy. I missed Reds, man.
Yes,
Just
indeed.
tuning in. You okay?
Very good, thanks.
Everybody all right, eh?
Indeed. They're good.
Yeah. Yeah, because imagine, it's fascinating strange. I wanted to talk sports and entertainment to a certain extent, eh?
Okay.
Because, I mean, we're talking about these things as being prominent in the youth economy. No, not
yes,
so?
yes.
Right,
Yes.
yeah. So, St. Lucia Kings started off with a good result, eh?
On Sunday, yes, they managed. It was a little shaky at first, but yes, they managed.
Yeah, but that's where I was going. Yeah, that it shows that they have depth and strength, strength and depth.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, you lose 4 wickets so early, and the people at number 6 and number 5 and things could still, stand up and And in this cricket, the amazing thing is that the side who batted first, they scored 201.
Mm-hmm.
One batsman, made a century, Evan Lewis. He seems to want to come back and claim his pick on the West Indies team. And I mean, he's young enough still to come back. And then you had Kyle Mayers, who, in spite of being on the losing team, he got the man of the match. He made 90 something. And the Kings overall, the total of 201 with more than 2 overs to spare, which is, it means that maybe if they had 250, they could still go at it. And the remarkable thing is that nobody made a century. But you see, scoring rate is so important in that format of the game.
I think Evan Lewis ended up with 100, didn't he?
The amount of runs you make, Hello?
I said I think Lewis ended up with 100.
Yeah, he ended up with 100,
yes.
But he was going at a rate of 130 point.
He had a very high strike rate. Yes.
But whereas one guy made on the winning team, one made 60 something, and the other made 70 something. We are just about the same score at a rate of 200 and something.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So it's it shows that's why they pay the big money for people who could make the runs at the faster the rate, because there's some people who just there to play 2-3 overs, because they could make 40 in 5 balls for you.
Yeah. I think like Rajapaksa, his strike rate was about 194.
Who that?
Rajapaksa.
And the other one, Tim Seifert.
Tim Seifert was like 237 was his strike rate.
There you go, 200 and how much?
237.
There you go. I mean, that's a phenomenal strike rate, eh?
Yeah, they're only there for 27 balls.
There you go. So
4 overs and a bit.
The process, he was dropped twice, but that's something in the game, But it's a good victory. But something I observe, and it's remarkable about I don't know if it's that's just the level of regulation in our cricket that's still maybe because that concerning. And Darren Sammy and the assistant coach of the Kings. What's his name? Floyd Reefer. These gentlemen are the coaches, West Indies coaches, you know. You know that? Hello?
Floyd Reefer is right now the coach of the West Indies team? Yeah, okay. I wasn't...
Deputy.
Oh, okay.
This is Sammy's deputy. And they are in charge of the Kings, coach and deputy.
Okay.
I mean, that's okay? Eh?
You think that why should that not be okay?
To me, that's conflict of interest because I look around, I take a cursory look around, and it doesn't happen anyway. And I think people, you know, just for example, in IPL, if while Dravid was coach of the Indian cricket team, you think Dravid could have coached a franchise? They wouldn't permit that. They wouldn't permit that, you know. You see where I'm coming from?
Well, what I'm wondering is that would there be, in terms of conflict, in terms of maybe scheduling or something of the sort, would that
you have the man that's picking the West Indies side have his preferred side playing, and I think, you know, so, you know, whether or not he is biased, but, you know, the perception, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
anyway,
I mean, there might be an argument there, but I'm not. I said there might be some argument there, but I'm just thinking in terms of how the CPL operates and with so many international players.
But that's what I'm telling you, that this thing is a thing that it is peculiar to whatever thing franchise. But what I'm saying is that why isn't there no other franchise in no other country where we would see something like that? You know, it's the uniqueness. You know, if I could have seen it happening in other places, that's what makes me even want to discuss it.
Perhaps, but I'm not sure in terms of the pool of available individuals outside. I mean, in the case of India, for instance, and the breadth of it might be possible that you have individuals, so many individuals out there that it's a very broad pool for them to select with. Now, I don't know. I mean, in the case of St. Lucia, maybe the thinking was that, Darren Sammy being from St. Lucia would be a good thing to have him as coach of the Kings. So maybe that. I mean, and that's the other thing too. Maybe the other thing we have to say is that, look, even after having Sammy come forward, since Sammy and Johnson Charles, we haven't really been. Maybe soon we might be seeing some of the younger guys coming on to the West Indies team, but we haven't quite seen that yet.
No, I mean,
in terms of breakthroughs.
I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm averse to it. You know, maybe it's a good thing because he's giving them the youngster Hakim Ogis a chance to show what he's good. You know.
Right.
You know, because Hakim batted at number 3, which is that's a show of.
It's pretty phenomenal.
Very confidence.
Yeah.
In a youngster like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so he's saying to. Because he as the chief selector of West Indies thing, one day 2020 and coach. He has said to us that I recognize this youth as a youth who could go places. So if I put him on my franchise.
Well, I haven't followed. Is he now the chief selector? Now that Haynes is gone? I'm not sure how.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not sure. Okay.
Yeah, these people, I mean, traditionally, that's what it is, you know. I mean, if you're coaching like Gambia.
I know you're normally part of the panel, yes. The three, there's usually a 3-person panel.
The main, selectors of these teams. Anyhow, now the other matter quickly. I watched the things last night, the Caribbean Awards, Music Awards. And to me, St. Lucia had no presence there, man. St. Lucia was conspicuous through its absence, you know. You with me?
I didn't see it, so I actually did not see.
Only one time did from what I saw, I don't know, maybe what I missed, they could have been that a Saint Lucian came up. A Saint Lucian was nominated, Michael Robinson,
Okay.
in the French thing category.
French. Okay. Interesting.
French Caribbean thing.
Okay.
And it's interesting. No, but I was expecting at least, I'm saying that our music is going somewhere. It should be, because there are Grenadians who got awards, Dominica got awards, Vincent Chan, Skinny Fabulous got about 3 or 4 awards. The Jamaicans got their share, the Bajans got their share. You name the Caribbean island, they got Trinidad, everywhere, barring St. Lucia, and I'm saying to myself, are we comforting ourselves and telling ourselves our music is so out there and it cannot even really penetrate the Caribbean, make people take it seriously in the Caribbean, much less globally? We have to be careful. If we push in our industry, we have to really, quality is so, we cannot jump around because we like something and it's so, because, and I would think the Creole, the thing, the French connection, by now at least, because this genre segment thing has been around for a little while, no?
It has, yes.
Pushed. It has governmental support and so on and so forth, But to me, maybe governmental support is not sufficient to get our music to the next level, and we really need to do more. Those of us into music, we have to take note of these things that, why is not our music really and truly has never really penetrated, a global, you had St. Vincent with penetrating the global thing from very early. You have the Grenadians doing it, the Grenadians have their thing. The bouillon music, big, You know that?
Out of Dominica, yeah.
Well, and Jamaica, I don't talk about Barbados, all these places, and we really need to step up our game in our music, especially as we're talking about it as a viable industry. So that with some potential, and stop just talking the talk and saying, well, all right.
It's an interesting conversation that you're raising because
creative, we just like to ban the thing, creative industries, but we need to be monitoring and see where it is, how it's going, and react and respond, mobilize ourselves to get out there and improve ourselves lyrically, melodically, and otherwise what it takes. To get the attention. You know what I'm saying? Because the market could never be St. Lucia. So you could win how many times in St. Lucia? And then when you step out of St. Lucia, So you see what I'm saying?
No, I completely agree with you and the need for that crossover. And the question is to beyond the
something, because I've always been a fan of these things, sports and music.
Right. And beyond the calypso as well, the question is where is the space for
Calypso going out there right now it's not going to be easy because Calypso has been basically stripped of what makes it exciting.
Well, what's that?
That's the soca, the fast beat. And,
okay.
It's like you take away the elements, you strip it of. It's like one third of what it used to be. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because you now have calypso evolving into groovy soca and and raga soca, whatever, different forms of soca. So calypso is just more limited to social and political
commentary,
affairs, domestic.
Yeah.
More time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the focus is the biggest prize for Calypsonians is Calypso Monarch.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because Calypsonians can't hold a show after Carnival. Whereas the soca artists could go on and on the whole year.
Well, there have been some attempts at holding calypso shows beyond the carnival period, but
beg your pardon?
I said there have been some successful attempts at holding calypso shows beyond the carnival period. But I take your point that
that's just legacy.
These are just legacy, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, basically it's legacy. It's legacy because you will always have that impact of it's a thing market. It's
a niche market now.
Elder people,
Yeah.
Yeah, because once you're in music, you have that, because even the singers, after a while, they stop creating new music. They could live off by making tours and so on and so forth. So you would always have a cadre of things that's still alive that would probably appeal and you bring them together in a legacy show and it will succeed. But I'm talking about the currency of Calypso now. Calypso has kind of lost its currency.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
And that's not just here in St. Lucia. That's in Trinidad. It's the same thing.
Yeah?
I said in Trinidad it's the same thing. It's the same effect going on there too.
It's the same thing right throughout,
Yeah.
Calix. Yeah, that's not peculiar to St. Lucia.
Yeah.
People expect that from Calypso. Thing affairs, so social affair things and these topics. Whereas before you would sing a nice jumpy calypso, even a carnival calypso, and still win a crown.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
So calypso is so limited. So calypso can't even come in that because they recognize calypso, but who they recognize last night? Mighty Sparrow.
Oh, well, you would see going way back.
you see what I'm saying? They're going way back. The King Sparrow.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because but they were current reggae singers that get awards and so on in the other genres, but calypso way back to Sparrow. No current calypsonian come there. And it was recognized. So, and that has been the trend for a while now in Caribbean music and otherwise. So we must wake up and smell the coffee, and react and respond accordingly to how the market for calypso is right now. It's just not really. The market has shrunk terribly. Calix?
Yeah. Very good observations, caller. Thanks very much for that. All right, take care. And of course, there was so much we wanted to talk about today, and I suppose we'll have to try to get through that through the rest of the week. I just did want to mention some condolences to the Catholic community, in particular those who would have been very familiar with Monsignor Justin Barthélemy. He passed recently, I think over the weekend. So condolences to him. He was, I think, a member of the FMI Order of St. Lucia, one of the few FMIs still in St. Lucia. So condolences to the Catholic community and faithful on his passing. Let's try to squeeze in one more call very, very quickly. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Lunchroom. What's on your plate today?
Mr. Calix.
Hi, good afternoon, caller. Go right ahead.
Yes, you always demand contribution doing that faster than him.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Say that again.
I do my contribution a little faster than him. It take a while. So somebody said, I see you want to squeeze one call, but let me contribute as I can.
I'm not sure what's going on with your line, caller. We're not being hearing. We're not hearing
You,
you very
you,
clearly.
you're not getting me now?
Go ahead.
All right. When you were mentioning about the lady, you get me now? No, you hear me now?
We're hearing you in pieces.
Maybe I have to disturb the call because maybe my phone maybe have an issue since morning.
I
So
think
I
so.
continue my contribution because I hardly hear you and I mostly hear you and you don't hear me properly. So all
Okay.
right, thanks. Sorry.
All right. Sorry about that, caller. Have
Mm.
a good one. Hopefully, we can perhaps hear you another day. So we hope you can call in. But of course, that's all the time we have today here at the Lunchroom. We'll be back again tomorrow for another program. Hope you can join us for that. Take care.